What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's episode 5 of my HYROX prep. This week's going to be a little bit different, this episode. In the past, we've shown a lot of training and kind of my workouts and stuff. This week's going to be different in that we're going to talk about the training that I have been doing, and we're going to show you guys exactly how I've been laying out my training plan of what days I'm doing what. So, should be a pretty good episode. Alright, so for training for this HYROX, it's different training than I've ever done before. Usually throughout my college career, I've always followed the 7-day training plan. But for this and with work, it just made more sense for me to switch to a 14-day training block. It was something that Drew Hunter had talked about and guys at Tim and Elite were doing. And I found it really interesting, so I wanted to explore more into it. So I kind of dove into testing it out for myself. So in this training phase, one of the biggest things that I've been really focusing on is making sure that I'm taking the easy days easy. And a lot of times I am on Instagram and I'm watching these creators or influencers, whatever you want to call them, and they're making videos about how you need to do all this zone 2 running, zone 2 that, zone 2 this. So what I'm here to say is that zone 2 training, in my opinion, is BS. So you're kind of some of the things that you need to know about zone 2 training, why people misconstrue it. Zone 2 training is supposed to be just your easy running, but people get so caught up in, zone 2, my heart rate needs to be X, and that's all they think about. They stress about what their heart rate is. Being stressed about your heart rate, that's going to be a deceptive thing. It becomes overcomplicated and misunderstood, when in reality, an easy run is an easy run. It changes from pace to pace. I've had easy runs during this block that I'll hit 8:45 for 3 miles, and then other ones I'm clicking away 7:50s, 7:40s. It all depends on your body and how you're treating the recovery. Some days you're going to need more recovery, some days you're going to need less recovery. But being so hyper focused on this zone 2 and needing to be in a specific range of heart rate is, you don't need that. Hang on one second, Diego's doing something. If you ran high school track, you'll understand this. Your coach probably often said, just go out and have a conversational pace. If that is still, in my opinion, some of the greatest advice that you could have from a running coach on your easy day. Be able to talk, be able to communicate with somebody that you're running with, or if you're not running with somebody, just see if you can string a sentence together. Now, if you're still saying, I've got questions about zone 2 running, I think that it's the way you have to train. You have to do all this zone 2, zone 2. I would encourage you to go look and watch Steve Magnus's video on it. He does a really good job about kind of discussing the issues with hyper-focusing on zone 2 training. All right, so enough about zone 2 training. We're gonna get back into the rest of this training block here and discuss a little bit more. Okay, so we're starting off. So we're gonna hit right after that off day, which my off days are on a Monday. I run Monday to Monday. We're gonna do 3 miles easy and then a lift. Usually it's gonna be an upper body day lift, back and by, chest, something upper body that we're gonna be hitting for that lift. Next, we're gonna go into Wednesday, which is a workout. So we're gonna usually have a 2-mile warm up followed by something at threshold. Jacob Inksterbrinks is a phenomenal runner, and kind of following the Norwegian training method, which is a lot of, or double threshold workouts, I should say. So double T, they call them. With our time and kind of constraints, we're not able to do double threshold workouts. So we just have been doing a staple 1 threshold workout, which is plenty for HYROX. In this specific week, we did 8x1K at threshold with a minute rest. So our threshold for these 1Ks was going to be around 4 minutes to about 350, give or take, depending on some variables. Right after that workout, we're going into the next day, which is another 3 miles easy with a lift. That lift is going to be lower body, our leg lift. Hit that kind of before we go into the HYROX session. HYROX sessions are usually a lot heavier and taxing on the legs, I find. the way we program it. Friday, we're also going to do another 3 miles easy and a lift, and that's going to be an upper body day lift. And I forgot to mention on the Thursdays are a little bit more, I wouldn't say CrossFit, but they're definitely more a higher intensity workout where you're getting your heart rate up and you're getting after it while still doing an upper body movement. So that Friday, you're going to either hit another push or your pull workout with 3 miles easy, and then Saturday we're going into a HYROX strength session, and that can depend on what kind of HYROX strength session that we're doing. A misconception about HYROX is that you need to be doing all the HYROX movements in the workout. We don't do that. We haven't been doing it in this training block. We did it the first training block, and it didn't really help us that much. So with that being said, every Saturday is our HYROX day, and so it's going to change depending on the week to week. These HYROX workouts, some are going to have more compromise running in it, some are going to have less compromise running, some are going to have more strength in the workout, some are going to have less strength but more endurance based work. On Sundays, we're always going to hit our 12-mile long run. So on this Sunday, you're going to see that we had a mile on, mile off tempo. So a 2-mile warm up and then into a mile on, mile off tempo, working our way down. Very controlled workout. Go into Monday, 3 miles easy and another lift. And then going into Tuesday, it's another 3 miles and easy and a lift. And then Wednesday, we go into a 16 by 400 workout at 84 seconds per quarter with 45 seconds rest. Tough workout. You'll see that at the end of this video. Kicked my butt a little bit. Then we go into another 3 miles easy and a lift, 3 miles easy and a lift, and then into our HYROX session. And then we still go right back to a long run. Probably will do a workout in this long run. Just haven't decided what I'm gonna do in it. And then that following Monday is off. So that's kind of the way I structure these 14-day training cycles. I found it to be super helpful in how much sleep I'm able to get. So I always schedule my off day to be after my long weekend at work. Working night shift on a long weekend, I'm going to be working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, which doesn't allow you to get much sleep. At least for me, I can't sleep during the day. So being able to have that Monday off allows my body to just kind of like reset and refocus on the next week of training ahead, or next 2 weeks of training ahead. So that's kind of why I structured that off day, which isn't typical to see an off day on a Monday, but that's why I made that off day on Monday. Have questions about it, just send me a message on Instagram or leave a comment down below, or answer any questions that you might have about this training. All right, so we're out here at the park. We're gonna be doing 20 by 400 with 45 to a minute rest depending on how it feels. We're gonna be hitting these sub 90s probably do 125s. That'd be my guess if I was looking at it, but we'll see how it goes. I've been dealing with some hip pain as well as the shin injury that I got from Saturday. So we'll see how it feels, but it's a really nice day out, so I'm expecting a good workout. This is one of my favorite workouts. First time we're doing something like this in the training block, so it should be pretty good. It's almost 5, so we better get this workout on. So we'll catch you maybe during, probably afterwards. we just finished up the workout. We ended up doing only 16 by 400. It was a little bit tougher than I was expecting, honestly. E4s dropped down to 78 the last one, so it's pretty fast. I've never run that fast since college, so that's pretty cool. I was able to hit that today. Legs just felt tired. Kind of think I'm getting sick. I haven't been getting a whole lot of sleep, and when you don't get a lot of sleep working night shift, you're gonna pay for it. And unfortunately, that's usually how I know that I'm not getting enough sleep, is I start feeling like I'm getting sick. So we're gonna have to fight that off, and we're gonna have to get some good sleep and rest tonight. Doesn't really matter how much work I try to put in if I'm not getting the recovery and sleep that I should be, and that's always been kind of a challenge for me in my training. So I really need to work on getting more sleep and prioritizing my rest and recovery. So we're gonna wrap this up. That's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you check out the website for any apparel that you need and any gear to help you out in training. See you next time.